Hey everybody, Michael here. Today I want to talk to you about acceptance. Everything starts with acceptance. Everything. So when we go through our lives, we are faced with experiences. We're given everything that we need, and we live our lives. When we look back on our life and we examine things, if we choose to look at an experience as a bad thing or a traumatic thing or whatever, and we place a judgment on that experience as being something other than positive, we place a judgment or a barrier on that thing. So whenever we relive that experience, we feel pain, we feel suffering, or we feel shame, guilt, whatever. So what I like to do is start with accepting everything. That doesn't mean that we should not assess these things. So there's a difference between assessment and judgment. If you assess something and you realize that you're going to learn something from that experience, then you are accepting of that experience and you're able to proceed. So we start with acceptance, and then the next thing, or the next step I should say, would be appreciation. So when we appreciate an experience, we are continuing with the learning process. Once we accept the level of truth that's being taught, then we can be grateful for that experience. Everything that we've ever gone through, everything that we've ever felt, everything that we've ever thought, said, everything that we go through is meant for us to become who and what we are. Everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So when we judge an experience harshly, it's understandable, but are we judging the experience, or are we judging God? Think about it. Now, your understanding of God is going to be based on your experiences. Some of us choose to not believe in God's existence, and that's totally understandable and even acceptable by even God. God does not require us to worship Him. God does not want us to do anything except appreciate what we have. So, how do we appreciate anything? We start with accepting the experience as a gift. Everything is a gift. the fact that we're even talking about such things as consciousness, something that has not yet been accurately described by science as to the reasons why anything exists. Why? Why not? So, if we start with acceptance of all forms of energy, we can begin to realize that everything that's coming from the source, God, however we understand that being, God that we may choose to call Allah or Buddha or Krishna, none of that matters. All that matters is that we stay connected and continue the conversation. So, is it okay to question God? Absolutely. Fire away. Ask God whatever you want. We are genuinely curious beings. And to be curious is what makes us human. So, asking questions and finding out the answers is how we gain knowledge. And everything is open to debate. Everything. Question everything. Question authority. Question your purpose. Find out whatever it is that you want to discover about yourself. And how do you do that? You accept all downloads of energy as messages so that you can gain knowledge and become more aware. So, what I like to do is start at my 0 point, and we can do that by using our 5 senses. So, how do you know you're at your 0 point? You'll feel peaceful. You'll feel serenity. You'll not feel a desire to be anywhere but where you are at that true now, that moment in time where you're ready to accept more information. You can do that through meditation. You can do it through yoga. You could do it through whatever art form you practice. Maybe you're a musician, maybe you're a painter, maybe you're an author. Finding your 0 point is a personal experience and can be done in an infinite amount of ways. An easy way to do it is to use your 5 senses. So start with, what do you see? And don't just look at things. Examine them. Do so in a non-judgmental way. Just realize that it's all coming from the same source and meant for you and you alone. Now, what sounds do you hear? Are you listening? What aromas do you smell? What are you tasting right now? And finally, what are you touching? There's no time limit on this practice of becoming centered. Finding your 0 point is a peaceful process. There's no time limit, there's no time constraint, because time in the linear fashion does not have to exist unless you need it to. So, after you go through whatever process you go through to find your 0 point, you can ask yourself the question, how do you feel? When you feel peaceful, then you're ready to accept the next download. So, whatever energy is transferred to you, if you accept it as truth, even if you don't fully understand it, start with acceptance and just appreciate it and acknowledge that you may be processing it later to better understand it, and then become more aware. That's it. So, start with acceptance. Let it flow to appreciation. Become more aware, and then be grateful. And what you'll find is that pain and suffering, although it was necessary for you to become more aware, it is going to be less and less necessary, and you'll experience more and more peacefulness. So, find your center, become peaceful, and be grateful for all of it. All right, guys. If you have any questions, email me, everardmusic@gmail.com. That's EV as in Victor, RARDMUSIC@gmail.com. If you want to see images that convey how I feel, Instagram is @EverardMusic. My YouTube channel is Everard Music, and my website that is under construction is michaeleverard.com. So, ask and you shall receive. All right, people. I love you guys. Peace.